everyone. Another good morning. Still the
Yep.
same. Still good
Afternoon.
morning. UmbraCoffee episode 236.
Yep.
Oh, damn. Hi, Callum. How are you?
Hello. I'm okay. I'm good. Busy week. Really busy week, but same old, right?
Of course.
How are you, Marcin?
I'm good. Suffering technical difficulties.
Yeah.
But
I know.
different kind of.
People were wondering in the chat, the fact that we've got episode titled Nothing to Talk About, did that mean we just weren't going to show up?
That would be interesting turnout, right? But there's always something to talk about. For example, our dev setups. I found today, for example, on the Hacker News, there's a paid newsletter called Workspaces that is highlighting the general workspaces, not only developers' workspaces. And it's paid. It has releases on every week probably, and there are sponsors, partners, and the guy who is running it is earning $7K or $10K dollars per month from
Wow.
just sharing the workspaces of people. So
literally
that's
pictures of people's workspaces, like inspiration for how clean and minimalist your desk can be.
He from what I heard, because I checked a couple of the releases, it's the access is not paid to the newsletter, so you can see the workspaces. There are some messy ones, and they are the most commented ones, because everyone relates them. Oh, yeah, that's my work or desk outside of Instagram, for example. Because on Instagram everything looks beautiful, right?
Yeah.
So that's how it is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, so I mean, we were talking about dev setups, and you've finally taken the plunge over to the I don't want to say the dark side. I think it's a much better side, but
space gray side, I would say.
Yeah, the space gray side, the all aluminium, whatever. But yeah, so you've started on a Mac this week, and hence why we're 5 minutes late starting, because it's the first time we've done UmbraCoffee with all of these.
I still don't know if I will be able to share my screen, so that's the question. But yeah, yes. I switched machines, and again, my Lenovo was relatively old. It was 8 years or 9 years old machine, so it had its best time already in the past, and I was suffering with a lot of performance issues and various other things, and now I'm on the MacBook Pro, M1 Max, with a fair amount of RAM, so I fly right now doing the normal tasks. And again, thanks to the Umbraco being a .NET Core, all of our developments, the tasks and everything basically running through the browser most of the time now. Some great software. I'm able to do that, and I was using MacBook 10 years ago, something like that. But the first thing what we did when we bought our initial MacBooks was installing Windows.
It used to be that the saying that a MacBook is the best Windows machine you could buy, and it was kind of true. And I've been a Mac user for 12 plus years, like religiously using a MacBook, and love it. But equally have had to use Windows for my day jobs. Always used to have Windows as like a partition on my MacBook. The new ones don't run Windows, so I use an Azure VM now, which I quite like as a workflow, because it means I can log into that virtual machine from anywhere. Like I can have multiple computers and all just connect to the same Windows machine when I need them. Thankfully, it does spend quite a lot of time off, increasingly more and more time off. And I saw this week you had a Twitter thread, Marcin, where you were kind of asking people about their setups. And the thing I said, someone asked, what's the reason for using a Mac?
Indeed.
And I mean, for me, stability, performance, battery life is fantastic. For context, I did last week's UmbraCoffee episode on battery. I started the episode with 12% battery, ended the episode with 9% battery. That's streaming video and whatever else. Really cool. But the thing that I like the most about it, as you say, modern tooling, familiarity. VS Code works, .NET and Umbraco just works now. It's very good. It's very good.
Let us know, people, what tools and what setups are you using generally for your work, and who switched to the space gray or silver sides already, because one thing which I was scared the most, and this was another question which I asked that I've asked on Twitter, was about the browser, because I used to using Edge as my daily driver, all the bookmarks, everything what we do also on UmbraCoffee, every setups, links, it was all there, and I was just scared of Safari. And when I started using it, Safari, everything, no, I don't have this one, but then I realized I can install Edge on
I'm still scared of Safari. I don't use that, but yeah, you're right. Edge works perfectly on a Mac.
Exactly, and it's so fast, so performant. Even today, I needed to rejoin from the rebooted Edge, and I opened all of my links. All of them loaded. Everything is here, and we used to have UmbraCoffee episodes where I was waiting for my links to load before we were able to share them. So hopefully it will be better for me personally, better for everyone who is watching also, and for my work mainly, because that's exactly what was the driver to be more efficient at work. So we'll see. We will see.
Exciting. Good luck.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I will be trying to share my screen now, so that will be the big attempt if it will work. But yeah, we have a couple of things to talk about. Still, it's even if it's at the it's hard to say end of the summer. It's not the end yet, but it's the end of the first month of the summer, and we know that Danish teams, Scandinavian teams usually take this month as a top used holiday month. So there is a silent period in the Umbraco sphere, but still there are some topics to talk about, and one of them is a new RFC for implementing the back office. It works, and how fast it loaded. Did you see that? Yeah,
it does.
So RFC to implement the new back office, and I wanted to add one thing to that. I saw a lot of great comments and feedbacks from people who were just revisiting the RFCs recently. Mike Macy probably was the one who also shared his opinion on somewhere on Slack. It was like, oh, I haven't seen this one. Now I can take a look on the comments and everything what was populated. Oh, holy, it's amazing, right? So it's the quality of RFCs, the amount of work placed into creating the RFC, and then all of the discussions is just something what we definitely need to practice more and more. And this one is for comments on the new Umbraco back office implementation. So it's already about implementation of back office.
Already moving to that point. I know that Jacob has sort of expressed that. Again, maybe this isn't the true reality, but the idea being to have something of a working back office for kind of end of this year or start of next year, so that people can spend a really decent amount of time, maybe 6+ months or something, playing with it before it actually gets released and ironing out any issues that we potentially have in that back office. So it makes sense that they're going to get started now, and I expect it will be sort of maybe after the summer. Is there an end date on this RFC? Maybe not yet. I expect towards the end of this year, that's going to really start ramping up.
This is just open for comments, right? So we will definitely inform when it will be closing before then. But the amount of content, the amount of details, also even this section detail design, why, what is the drivers, what are the things that already are in place, even diagrams. that's the level up. That's the level up, and here very very detailed. I haven't read this fully yet, to be honest. But I scrolled through that. I seen some of the comments, some of the ideas, and it already drives to the discussions. And I'm sure again a lot of people has their own opinions, a lot of their own fears with specific areas, and this is the time to discuss them and share them. So
I speaking of not reading things fully, I've just reread this properly, and actually. This is the original RFC that we've spoken about a bit before. It's the reason it's in the news today is because it's closing today. So if you want to add your feedback, today's the last chance.
This one is closing.
This one is closing.
Okay. So that's
I will change the news there. So yeah, this is the.
So we can. Okay, so I was misled as well, but then there was a discussion about the new RFC which will be open for the details on some other areas. And let me check the third point, because it was somewhere on the agenda. Yeah. So the next will be the exact implementation then. This RFC. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
It's exciting. So I mean, we can finally get to seeing some real life progress made on this. I mean, when we discussed this before, and I think as Mike did say on Slack, this is like a software engineering project. Like, it's being ran properly. It's really being considered. So I hopefully there's not too many objections. As Arnold was saying, there's been some tweaks this week, but they're not going to be major, are they? It'll be exciting to see this come to life.
These comments, then it was made against this one, this RFC. So some people who are experienced in the front end areas validated it already, and it seems like a good good input data for the further work, and still a proof. This list was something what I found interesting. So many great people worked on this, and yeah, it's like amazing. So yeah, so version 13 was the initial.
That's the target, yeah, version 13. So end of next year for a proper new back office, which very exciting.
Yeah,
very
that's
exciting.
not that far away. Not that far away. And Callum, another thing on our list is something, an opportunity to discuss another things by the barbecues, which that you are driving. So remind us all about the idea and the locations and dates.
We're doing barbecues this summer. Today, in fact, the first one in Bristol, and it's sunny. It's really sunny, which is great. Steve took delivery of the barbecue and some equipment and chairs earlier, and says the barbecue is massive. Like, it's a 6-foot barbecue. It's bigger than me, this barbecue. So it's going to be good fun. I think we've got 20 odd people signed up to that today, which will be good. And then, further dates coming: London, Leeds in August, and then a virtual one next week, which I still need to announce the full details for, and the sign up things for that will be coming early next week. But the idea is it's a kind of Friday bar. And I think what better time than the next week, because we've not done it in a while, to have an Umbraco Tees day. So I've just put a tweet out now calling for it. I'm declaring it an Umbraco Tees day. And maybe some people can get behind me, and we can all have a nice Umbraco Tees day. But yeah, we'll do like a virtual Friday bar type barbecue thing next week. The Umbraco virtual bar from Code Garden and Code Patch that you might remember is coming back as well. There'll be a Twitter account you can tweet at to get a nice drink sent to you on the virtual bar and stuff. So yeah.
I like this tool here and the banners in the StreamYard. It's ad hoc live marketing. Umbraco Tees day next week. Do it. Cool. Announced. That's the beauty of the live stream. So the barbecues has some of the details. You've mentioned that there will be some more information about the virtual one. Today is the Bristol one, and everyone is welcome from the community. So still,
even vegetarians and vegans. I'm a vegetarian / a bit vegan as well. So actually, it's and I think maybe 25% of the people coming tonight are too. So it doesn't have to be like a fully carnivorous affair, shall we say? Trying to make it inclusive and welcoming for everyone. A few first timers coming tonight too. Should be good.
Yeah, that's great. Another event on our list to discuss is Umbraco Long, online event that is happening on August 2nd, and of course Paul is driving it. It's a gathering of like-minded, curious, hungry of knowledge people who wants to exchange some knowledge, discuss some things. No specific talks, no slots, no agenda. It's pure discussion, and 7 attendees already signed up. So why not to join this great bunch of people on next week and discuss some of the things? And it's also over Zoom, so everyone can join.
Yeah, it's a nice, unstructured, just do whatever, isn't it?
Yep. Next one is Umbraco London. London Reactor Meetup for DevOps.
Oh, yeah, I just threw this in there in case anyone's in and around London and interested. I think there'll be a virtual stream for this as well. So I'm going to be doing a talk next week on a kind of scaled down version of a talk that Buster and I did at an event recently about scaling up your .NET, but it's an Umbraco site app on Azure, and a few different ways to do that. So if that sounds interesting, either come along to the Reactor Wednesday next week, or tune in. Decent number of people. Hopefully,
exactly. In person. I was attending a marketing meetup in the middle of the summer last week in my hometown, and there were more than 300 people signed up, and almost 200 people who turned out. So that's, again, it proves that the marketing can be done better for our events as well, and gather more people who are interested in various knowledge. But this one looks really cool, and fingers crossed for spreading Umbraco word across the Microsoft people out there too. Melbourne is next on the list, also in August, and this one hybrid event hosted by Emmanuel. of course, on August 10. And lineup, Umbraco for enterprise clients, how not to build a website. That's interesting. And the UI components in action. So pretty interesting agenda for all of the areas of Umbraco, I would say: business, technical, and design. So yeah, looks really interesting. And again, 15 attendees already signed up. Why not to join? One more and one video. Umbraco meetup hosted by Owen and Sarah. This time, Elad Schechter will join.
Yeah.
So that's our new friend from this year's Code Garden.
Did I share the story? Maybe we did on umbraCoffee one time, but about how we met Elad. So I was coming back from Copenhagen I was going from Copenhagen to Unza with Jason on my team and Lars Eric, and we were sort of sitting there chatting about tech. And about halfway into this journey, the guy next to me goes, "Oh, are you going to Code Garden?" And we were like, "Oh yeah, we are." He said, "Oh, nice to meet you. I heard you talking about code, so I kind of guessed you might be." And it was Elad, and we had a good chat. Got to meet him there, yeah, so we met him even before the event. So that was really cool.
Nice.
But yeah, really nice guy. And his talk at Code Garden went down super well. And this is a new talk, a different talk, but like some new things you maybe didn't know CSS could do.
Yeah, and again, Elad is an extremely experienced speaker who traveled the world literally and shared a lot of knowledge about the CSS and the front end implementations. And I've met him via Twitter on our shared friend Alefteria, because they were discussing what was happening on the Code Garden, and then I said, "Oh, okay, cool, I will join you guys," and then we discussed a lot of interesting topics about the development and so on. So yeah, definitely worth joining Elad and his talk on this one. And virtual, of course, still. So yeah, plenty of interest already to be joined. Another one is the recording of Umbra collab from yesterday. And it was all about RCLs, and that's what I saw on the Twitter as well. There was a massive discussion, RCL everything, and Jason was the one who was going to from one meetup to another and sharing, evangelizing RCLs, right?
Well, not quite. He had his church meetup in the evening where he wasn't talking about RCLs, but
But you've said that there might be everything about RCLs.
Maybe it's I mean, Jason's obviously did his talk at the Umbraco Together event, whenever that was, a little while ago now, about Razor class libraries and sort of showing the power there. I know that Kevin Jump has done some good articles on it as well, and I think this was just sort of a melding of minds to see how that could be introduced to some bits of Umbraco in the ecosystem. So very cool, and lots of people kind of collaborated on this one, rather than it being more of a watching someone work. This was very much more collaborative. Seb, I think, started the stream by saying, "I've no idea how to do this, so we're going to learn," and that's a really cool way to like it.
It's exactly my level of knowledge about it still, even though you were trying to describe it for me multiple times as well. But still, I haven't had time to explore it more. But as a concept, it was something really, really interesting even at the beginning. So now it's recorded, so everyone can take a look and see how it can be used. So that's awesome. And yeah, as you've said, a lot of people contributed and collaborated on this one. So really, really good. And that's from the recordings, meetups, meetings. And that's that. This one. Two more news on our list. One is a new Umbraco profile from this month, and I need to click and accept cookies again.
Everywhere. You've got a new browser.
Everywhere. That's interesting. The world either the world has changed so much, or I accepted it up front a while ago. But this one is
Twee. She's included the pronunciation as well.
It's here. Yeah, Twee. That's interesting.
So she works for Moriyama, and I've met her a few times at events at Code Garden. She came and said hi. She's a very, very nice person. So it's good to get to know people who are in the community, but maybe not so visible.
Yeah, and again, in the different roles as well. Now we have an operations manager who works with the projects, and people who works with Umbraco a lot. So that's good. And I must say, all the webinars which we highlighted, all of the knowledge being right now shared by Maria and my team members is also amazing. And that's definitely needs to be managed and promoted as well. So the teamwork is there, and yeah, that's the whole story and everything. Of course, about the community involvement, and also a description of the first time code garden experience that had the real impact and affect the work and the teamwork in the TWE world and life. So that's umbraCoffee from this month, and last but not least, there's Microsoft Ignite that is back on October. And is it a hybrid event, Callum? Do you know more details?
So yeah, sure. It's they're going to work it a bit like they did with Build. So it's a virtual event, completely virtual, but they will be running satellite events should the local team in the relevant country, the relevant Microsoft team, decide that they want to. So I know that the UK team, for example, is really motivated for doing those sorts of satellite events. For Build, they had one at Thames Valley Park, the Microsoft office. I think they'll be doing the same this year, from discussions I've had with people there. But don't quote me on that. It would be nice to see. I know that they've got reactor buildings everywhere. There's no reason why they couldn't have a little viewing party or something for all of these. So.
Yeah, and again, fingers crossed. The whole world is having fingers crossed that nothing will ruin these plans for the autumn and everything, event-wise. And again, there's a lot of plans even inside of our community with the events at the end of the year. So it will be really interesting autumn, I would say. Everyone, I don't know what about you and what about you guys, how you are all approaching the vision of autumn. But there's a lot of pump. And I would say interest on how it will be, because there is a huge risk of recession on the markets, and people are just looking for various life changes. But we'll see. That will be definitely interesting.
We've seen lots of US companies scaling back things. Obviously, autumn's going to be an interesting time going into winter with COVID as well. We'll have to see. I know that there's events planned, so like my autumn's looking pretty packed. September. Well, actually, from now until the middle of October, every weekend, I don't think I'm at home. I think I'm literally away now, solidly, which is like it was a few years ago. It was really crazy. But we'll see. We will see. Should be interesting.
Definitely. One thing to be added, right?
I put in the notes. There was no releases this week, and I couldn't find any evidence of releases. If we missed one, and maybe you did something, please let us know in the chat and we'll make sure it's in the notes. But Sebastian cheekily, just before we went live, tweeted, "Hey, I released something." And so
and we have it. We have it. Yes. So Cultive Hang Fire 2.1 for all of the people who loves background jobs and Hang Fire. And I know that there is a lot of fans of Hang Fire across the Umbraco community. Seb's package that bundles the dashboard and everything else needed to work with Hang Fire tasks in the Umbraco back office ships the version, and version 2.1 moves that plugins folder to RCL. So I believe that there's, and I know that this is the output of yesterday's hacking and knowledge sharing about the RCLs. So yeah, that seems to be immediate applied knowledge, and interesting.
And Seb has confirmed in the chat that this was definitely on purpose, and he's just trying to torture us.
Do it, people. Any more releases? Anyone wants to join to do a live demo of something?
We're definitely live. Definitely live. However, I would say we've been clever in the past about release announcements for episodes that weren't live. So this could all be a plan. This could all be a complete
in the world of automation. In the world of automation, scheduled tasks and tool that allows us to schedule everything. You never know. You never know. And maybe if we'll have another pre-recorded episode, we might even say that we are live and we can play like this, like today, and pretend that it was not pre-recorded, even if it was. Who knows?
We're quite quickly coming up to 250 episodes, or nearly very, very close to 5 years of umbraCoffee. What are we going to do for that, Marcin? What are we going to do? Because
I don't know. I watched yesterday Mr. Beast's celebration of 100 million subscribers. I don't know if anyone noticed that.
I watched yesterday a studio tour, Mr. Beast studio tour, which was very interesting.
I watched his reaction to 100 million of subscribers. And of course, everyone fooled him and everyone was unsubscribing just before it was hitting the 100 million. It was funny. What we do, I don't know, but that's the thing. We have our great community and great colleagues and friends here. If there's anything what you feel like might be interesting for you as an audience here, let us know. We definitely will do something. We need to celebrate. It's a huge achievement. And again, whenever I speak with anyone, everyone is basically amazed that we have so much dedication and consistency to do it every Friday.
We do.
And of course, still with passion and still with the hunger for more. And yeah, speaking about it, of course, you can help us. And you can help us by making
nearly 100 million subscribers. Aren't we?
Red button. Cut some more zeros, round it up using math round or something like that, and it will be there. But you can turn the red button down into the gray button, and that makes us happy. And that makes more possibilities for us on YouTube as well. For example, having community page there and discuss things with people, reach out to more people, etc.
Yeah, discoverability, right? The more you like and the more you share, the more you comment and engage with the videos, the more they get recommended to people. We make sure they're tagged with things like .net, so it does reach a wider audience, but we need people's help to make that happen. So like, subscribe, share.
And of course, do more amazing Umbraco work because then we'll have
more to talk about next week, right?
Yeah, exactly. If not, if another episode will be titled "Nothing to Talk About," we'll definitely not show up. No, we will be there. We'll be there. And that's it. Yeah, that's everything. Nothing. No one reached out to join the stream to demo anything. So we'll wrap up and definitely for the next week, reach out to us if you will have anything interesting to share. We are open for live demos, unreleased demos, anything hacky, anything interesting, anything normal as well. That might be interesting to share with the people on various stages. So let us know about it, and we'll definitely share it.
Indeed.
So yeah, that's it. Enjoy the barbecue, Callum, and the rest of the Bristol and surrounding communities today. And yeah, we'll see each other on the next Friday before the next barbecue. Is that correct?
Yeah. Virtual barbecue. Umbraco Tees Day.
Yeah, that's and Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday next week. Prepare it. Cool. Thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of the day, and see you next Friday. Bye bye.